Hi everybody, it's Felix Gone from Atomic Monsters here, and by request I am doing my Muldrotha decktech. I have a variety of adjustments I make regularly for this deck, but usually it's a Stax deck, and some of the components I switch around, and I'm testing some new stuff right now. For instance, right now I'm testing an Infernal Tribute, and testing hatching plans, and I'm still not sure about either of those. And its win condition uh, is usually some form of Lab Maniac Jace, and with either Demonic Consultation for the easiest obvious win, and uh, you could also Painter Servant Grindstone, which you can use to take out a single player, or if you aim it at yourself, you can use it to win with the Lab Maniac or the Jace Wielder of Mysteries. And the rest of the deck is mostly control and Stax effects, and gaining value through those. Card that's kind of a filler at the moment is Aetherflex Reservoir, because I was finding that there were some matches I was having trouble with life total. I'm not 100% happy with the current land setup. I've been meaning to do some changes with it. I think maybe City of Brass might be one too many pain lands, and I might be cutting that in favor of something else. I'm not sure yet. Um, Currently testing Lotus Field in it, which works really good because that gets land in your graveyard. You can start playing the land out of your graveyard with Muldrotha or with Crucible. It's got various Stax pieces. Reap works really well in this because of Painter. I've also been testing Compost. However, the last time I played Reap, it felt like they broke it again. They keep breaking Reap, and it doesn't work, and then it works, and then they break it again. So I think if we play this, it might fail. It might not actually do anything, but we'll see. I want to test that out and be sure. Your other possible win condition to switch into this, which I might actually do a test of at some point, is to go with Nicol Bolas Citadel and run a package that way, which actually would make sense then with the Aetherflux Reservoir and work really well. But as you can see, you have a lot of Stax pieces and ways to turn off your Stax pieces for yourself. The fact that Muldrotha can replay stuff is actually really important. So you could, say, play a Stasis, or you could play Winter Orb, or you can play a Static Orb, and then you could use cards like Despotic Scepter to get rid of it. One of the reasons I'm testing Infernal Tribute is for that very reason, is because then I can just simply pay 2 mana to sacrifice my Winter Orb, Static Orb, or Stasis. I actually added that because I'm running the hatching plans now, just for more consistency in finding a sack outlet. But I'm still not sold on it. I've added and cut it Infernal Tribute a number of times. It's possible that that just may not be where this needs to be. I am thinking of doing a test of a Nicol Bolas Citadel version of this deck, which instead of running Jason Labman and Consultation would run Nicol Bolas' Citadel and top, probably some rituals, and probably Tendrils of Agony as well, just as an extra to storm off. I've also considered running Standstill in here, especially with Narset. Standstill seems really strong. But yeah, we have a whole bunch of Stax pieces, and basically your goal is to Stax out the game. This is a really grueling deck to play against. I don't pull it out very often because it's pretty mean. You can do all sorts of neat things like Tabernacle plus a Stasis effect and just wipe the board. But it's a lot of fun. So let's see if we can find a game. This is not a very budget deck. You could possibly build a budget version of this. In fact, I started out as a budget deck when I first put this deck together. about a year and a half ago. And all versions of it have been pretty successful and fun to play. There's generally mixed responses on this deck when I play against people. People are either like really blown away by the way I use cards like Stasis and Orbs in this deck, and then you get the other people who just because I played Stasis or Orb just get really angry, which is fair. It's good competitively and casually, though you're not going to make any friends casually. But if you got a play group that doesn't mind the odd bit of stacks in it once in a while, or if there's a player that's particularly winning a lot of games where a stacks type build would be effective against, it could help. You can try a deck out like this. While we're waiting for that to fill out, we'll just take a look at the list again. Chain of Vapors is really good in here. That's an important card. I talk a lot about building casual-ish decks that have tools to deal with competitive decks, so in case people bring them. This is an example of a card like that. Chain of Vapors is really good. You can force people to make bad decisions. It's very political. Plus, it's really good at getting your Static Orb and Winter Orb and Stasis back in your hand. On end step, it works as an extra outlet for it. Actually, the reason I added Infertile Tribute is specifically because this has no effect with hatching plans. But yeah, these two cards are probably going to get cut. I just want to test them to see if they work. If what I might actually do if I go with the Nicol Bolas Citadel, I might go with Second Chance and Necropotence. I don't have one currently. Second Chance is a really fun card to reuse with Muldrotha, because you can just literally just take infinite turns. You can Necro yourself down to 5, and then Second Chance over and over again, and just take infinite turns until you find the cards you need. In which case, I'd probably replace Arena with Necro for that build, because the life loss from it every turn could actually be kind of hard to offset with Second Chance, and I feel that's a good slot for it. And an Infertile Tribute would not be in that build because I don't want too many triple black effects in the deck. But I do want to build this. It also works really well with what is it? Bloodfast would be good in that deck too. It'd be really easy to turn it back on. Between Necro and this and Second Chance, I think that would actually be a fun build. And I might try an alternate version instead of the Lab Maniac win. See what we got. I see a viewer in the Twitch chat. How are you? His hand is bad. I like the Ponder here. This might be right. This actually is not good. Not bad. So we'll keep this. First turn Ponder is good. They have Infiltrator because it'll find a lot of the 2-drops that are important pieces in this deck. It's a bit of a risky hand, but I do like it. I added an Emery to test here, and I've just loved her. This card is absolutely nuts. could theoretically just cast a first turn Emery. But I think it's better to ponder here. Or maybe not. It gets super punished if I get hit with an edict effect or something. I might actually do this. Take a look at what I draw. I can always ponder turn 2 if I need to. But this will find me mana rocks and stuff. That's sweet. That actually makes this a lot easier. Because now I don't have to sack my pedal. Now I could actually ponder with the Lotus Petal, which I might do. Let's set up my turn. Yeah. Let's go like this. That's pretty sweet. Not going to play this, because I don't want to take 3 for no reason. We actually have a second turn Muldrotha coming out. Potentially. Not a lot of worry over with this board. I haven't seen a Griswold deck do much. Been seeing some Gishath decks recently. Curious what Kara will do. That's like the one that worries me the most. I could pretty easily shut down Griswold. In fact, I already have the Spell Bomb. They're going to be playing a lot of graveyard stuff. If I was worried about some sort of wheel effect this turn, I might have played my Mana Crypt, but there's no point. This way, it both obfuscates just how much mana I have, plus I don't take damage on my upkeep. However, if you're suspecting somebody's going to wheel or Time Twister or make you ditch your hand in any way, or if you're expecting to run into a Stax piece that could make this cost more, then it would have made more sense to play the Mana Crypt on turn 1. I tend to look at the board when I have a turn 1 Mana Crypt. Also depends what I can do with it. Like if this Mana Crypt was in hand instead of the Ponder, or when I pondered, I would have played the Tireless Tracker probably instead of pondering. So now we untap. And we're going to ditch our hand. So we go Mana Crypt like this. Most everything we want in the graveyard is blue, so we're going to sack this for blue. Blue. Then we're going to play this Lion's Eye Diamond. Go like this. Lion's Eye Diamond. Tap the diamond. Sacrifice it for blue. Actually, pretty bonkers hand. Often it's correct to not bother using Narset's ability, just to keep it alive longer. Here it will die to a bolt if there's one, which is possible, but I can replay it. Nothing there. Alright, that's all I can play from here, so we pass. I don't have any interaction here, so I'm going to use this ability here to yield until here. Because technically I can tap this for mana, but I can't do anything. And I think it's just better to keep it up. Actually, really like to find a windfall. Just to actually get ahead on mana, I'm probably actually going to cast a Signet. Depends on what I see. That we need to get rid of. That's not bad. I think this is good here. Spell Bomb lets me dig a bit. Gives me answer to any kind of graveyard shenanigans that might happen, but I'm not really seeing any happening. But it draws me a card. And then we just drop this orb out and shut it off with Urza. No need to play this Infiltrator. I'd rather have the mana up. Or do I? Yeah, it doesn't really do anything. Wanted to find an answer for Italy. That has the most potential to just swing this game. Need to keep track of exiled zones so I can see what they're getting off of people. Maybe somebody will kill it. Might even Chain of Vapors that. I think that's probably the safest play here. If they want to sack a land to bounce something, they're welcome to. They're going to be dealing with their mana vault for a while. You're going to have to do tricky things with Chain of Vapors, but I'm not really seeing a tricky play here. I could use it to, for instance, bounce something of mine I want to bounce. I might do it to protect stuff, and then I could sack a land. Might do that. Let's see what we get here. Let's just get that out of there so that there's no randomness taking over the game. Do you want to sack a land? It's actually not a bad idea to sack a land here because they can only bounce, only untap one a turn anyways. Sure. Tap my Urza. Or bounce my Urza, I'll just replay it. Do I want to draw a card? No, that taps for mana anyways. I might as well keep it. Bouncing Urza actually makes me a... Ooh. Well, that's a thing. That's fine, though. Narset lives. Out of the game they go. going to play... like this. Nope. Then we're going to play this Lion's Eye Diamond. We could play this Infernal Tribute. I think that's correct. And let's get a shuffle. Do we want to shuffle? 1, 2, 3, 4. What do we copy? Gonna keep swinging that one this way for commander damage. And that one that way. I don't mind tapping out on the spell bomb here because I can't see them. Like if they regrowth evolving wilds, that's about the best I can see them doing here this turn. Because they literally need to entomb and reanimate, which is possible. They could do it. So we might, let's see what we're getting here. I might actually, bring out the Tireless Tracker to draw some cards. Yeah, that's going to create a token, so I think I will. So we're going to go with the Tireless Tracker. I'm gonna play this land. Lets me draw a card. I could have played the Mox Diamond. That's what I should have done. I'm gonna send one of my tokens that way. Yeah. Yeah, one token's fine. I don't want Griswold to suddenly get big. I get funny story about Veil of Summer. I keep forgetting about the blue and black wording on that, and twice I've used it to try and stop a strip mine effect, like a noob. So what I'd like to find is maybe a tabernacle, because that'll just shut the game down entirely. So, in the response to this, let's eat this graveyard. So I don't want to lose mine. That's a good find. That was a smart play, though. I like doesn't do a lot because I literally could just sag it in response. Might even sack a plant here to draw. Actually, I could sack a clue. Sack a clue to draw. Could also sack a plant because the clue taps for mana. That's the other beautiful thing about Tyrus Tracker and Urza, is that this happens. It's a good synergy. So we tap the clue, tap the Winter Orb, sack the clue. So we're basically looking for either some sort of stack piece that would just end it, or a way to win the game, and now we have the way to end the game. So, tap, tap. And then we just vault. We can find ourselves a lab man effect. Could vamp tutor. I'd rather just find it. Could also intuition for it. Scepter's not bad. Take the tutor. Don't want that. I think I want these on the top. So we go boop, 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 boop. Hey, Duplicatus, man. Thank you. I'm actually recording this for YouTube right now, so say hello to YouTube. So here, we get Jace because it has a draw effect built into it. Yeah. Oh, we have other draw effects, so it doesn't really matter, but we'll play this land to make a token. Tap for a blue. 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 Draw, consult. Let's see if we have an abandoned hope in our deck. And then we'll kill them with their own idol. That's it. Take a quick look over the deck again. Just to Dupliticus, if you stick around in the chat after I disconnect, I'll be back in a few minutes. I just want to... I'm going to end the recording and then start a new stream, so I'll be right back. But it'll get a quick look over the deck. As you can see, this could go, you can go Bola Citadel, or you can go with Labman. They all work fine. I'm probably going to build a second version and compare them with each other. I'm still iffy on hatching plans. It's still a test card in here. If I could have found the Scepter, the Despotic Scepter, then hatching plans would have been really, really good. But I'm beginning to think it's just extra. So the Infernal Tribute and hatching plans are probably coming back out. But they were fun to test them. Anyways, that's my Muldrotha Slug Stax deck. And Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you're doing with Muldrotha, any changes or stuff you're testing in it. And you can also follow my Twitch. There's a link to my Discord and my Twitch in the description below. And I hope to catch you all online. See you all later.